First off, we've got two classics of the ARMS scene. One that's known for making numerous upon numerous mods for the ARMS community to date. That is SNG, the Super End Gamer. Very well known for his Springman, likes playing a lot, just really good at this game in general. He's also a Mander fan alongside myself. And he will be facing off against Jiko, who is a super fantastical Lollipop player that I absolutely adore. Has had very good run-ins in multiple tournaments. A very effective Tri-Blast Boomerang utilizer. Great at... well, probably one of the better, evasive players I've seen in this game. And guys, gonna also be going to Lollipop for us to begin with. And we are going to quickly be going in. We've got quite interesting builds coming in here. We have Toast, Nade, and Hydra coming in for a Super End guy. Jiko is going to be coming in with the Tri-Blast and Coolerang. Going to be rolling with classic rule set here. You all know how the backroom rule set runs. We've got our standard stages that everybody knows and enjoys. And it is free turf, open range for anything and everything that anybody might want to play. Which means we are going to be seeing the classics. We are going to be seeing the bread and butter of the meta. Likely quite frequently. Starting things off, both players holding on to a relatively equal footing, neither one finding a great lead. Both ready with Rush, looking for their chance to secure that lead if they find the slightest of openings. That could have been it! That could have been it! But we are starting to get some good damage in on Jiko's end as his Tri-Blast is showing off just how effective it is to have a far spread weapon in a defensive match like the one we are seeing here, where that nade is just kind of whipping and being blocked in a lot of situations. We do get a nice shield break there, but even with that, N-Guy is still at disadvantage just because of how good those spread fire shots are, where N either has to block it, jump over it, or he has to punch it, which aren't always the easiest or best option. The choice that you want to go with depends pretty heavily between each and every moment, so it is just a dance of calls that you have to make, and unfortunately for him, it looks like Jiko was able to take that first one. I can definitely see the reasoning for the Hydra to have been to counter more vertical movements, but for how powerful Hydra is, vertical movement is not that important, or that's not as utilized as heavily in ARMS. You see a lot more players usually utilizing the left and right, as that jump can be a risky and expensive play if you end up making the wrong call. We do get a nice rush here, 300 damage. Managed to go for the safe, consistent landing of it. No restands, no potential whiffs on the juggling, which is incredibly important. And with it, he has been able to bring back the lead. I wish that was frames away from being punished by a rush if N-Guy didn't land that rush. He is holding on to a lead now. That Boomerang has definitely been doing numbers against Jiko, but that Tri-Blast is still just doing its job and chipping away at Jiko, or at N-Guy's health. Has yet to use a single rush. Risks maybe having forgotten that the rush button is there, and is still in the lead against N-Guy after landing another 150 grab. Jiko looking to close this out in the next 10 seconds. N-Guy is at Magic Pixel, or a single hit would be enough to take him out, and that's exactly what we see, as Jiko will claim the final blow and mark a point in his favor. Excellent, excellent, very good first match. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Fantastic showing And that is going to put Jiko in the lead. He didn't even use a single rush. Who needs the rush button? It's a gimmick. It is a gimmick. Anybody who uses rush is a sweaty tryhard. Not like Jiko. As I was saying, Scrapstar Initiative is a new series, I guess, just for competitive games, especially of the smaller scenes, where I'm just gonna try to gather a bunch of people who like to play games, run events every once in a while, invite people that I think would make a cool showing in it, and then have everybody be able to watch and enjoy those fights. Sometimes it might be fresh blood. Sometimes it might be veterans like these two. Sometimes it could be anything, really. I've set up a few different rules. We'll see how they all kind of get utilized in the future, but for the time being, it's probably going to be mostly backroom for the next while. I'm not expecting people to really want to delve too far beyond, just on the basis that it's hard to get used to new rule sets, even if one of them is just go to Snake Park. I'm excited for any... Well, I mean, I say excited. Those are probably going to be the least engaging of fights. But that's why we love Snake Park. Heading into our next set. Did this reset? Yeah, well, you can say this. I don't remember. I must have changed. I've probably changed my terminology. But moving into the next of our sets, Ngai has brought us to the scrapyard. Swapped over to Min Min, trying to show off that Smash representation. Unfortunately, Min Min has a lot more she has a lot of weaknesses in Smash as well. But she can easily get poked out and zoned down in a game like ARMS, and that's what we've been seeing so far. No full knockdown damage here, but just continually getting poked down, and that's going to be plenty enough, as Ngai managed to win the rush but could not hold onto that tempo, hold onto that pressure, and whiffed out on getting another round under his belt. Jiko continuing to build up control and deepen this lead. Reminder that the way we are going to be doing things for this, as we're not worrying about tournaments, we don't need to rush through. We've got it pretty simple, pretty straightforward. No bracket to climb, no championship title to be claimed. It is simply a first to 5. We are looking to see who can definitively take the other down most consistently. So any championship title that you're claiming here are over other people. So in this case, if Ngai takes Jiko down, we know pretty definitively that Ngai is favored, I guess would be the best terminology. Or if Jiko is able to pull one out, then it would be Jiko who would be the top dog of these two. Excellent plays from Ngai, is able to power through and claims the second point. Looking to still claim his first set point. Jiko is looking for a second. Oh, he does drop the shield, but has a blast juggle, so I think he takes less damage because of that. That I wish that was calculated, because that's like maximalist gameplay. That is huge brain gameplay, just getting blown up like that. Did not see the grab coming in time. It ends up getting caught out, but we are going to get a nice... That was just a hefty 355 coming in blazing. another 80 poke. N-Guy has his rush. He's gonna pop it this time. That was like 60 damage. So that blast juggle would have definitely caused Jiko to take less damage there. I mean, there's still a bit of damage that comes from chip afterwards, so that's not necessarily true. I just really like the idea of like somebody figuring out how to like min-max, like self-detonating so they take less damage. That just sounds really funny to me. And also like wild. Oh, he gets caught. The Coolerang is going to be able to lock into him before he gets a chance to bring up the shield. And Jiko will be claiming a second point. A much closer game for N-Guy here, but Jiko manages to power through once again. Hello everybody viewing and watching. Welcome to me doing ARM stuff for the first time in a long while. Aside from like invitationals. This is the first time I've done an ARMS thing in like... Turn that up a bit. I don't remember the last time I organized an ARMS thing. I mean, I hardly remember like the last, outside of like the show-offs, the last time that I've organized like most things. But like, I like the idea of having like tournaments, but they're like more relaxed. Like, well, not necessarily tournaments, but there's stuff like the Scrapstar show-off is a very relaxed affair. There's you submit a picture and then me and other judges look at pretty pictures and we giggle. This is going to be like, there is the spirit of competition, absolutely, but it's also far more. It is very much more focused on specific players rather than trying to cover everyone and everything happening in a tournament, which can get tiring. And also, if complications happen, usually the complications just... There's more people involved, and I'm considering things are much smaller these days. I feel like it's due time for us to start downsizing and do things more appropriate for the scene and community. And as such, or, I mean, Ninjala included, just across the board, I need to downsize my expectations, honestly, more than anything. This round has been working out very well for N-Guy. Lands the finishing grab to take Jiko out. That Fire Dragon is definitely an interesting plan. Nice choice, but unfortunately, N-Guy's just a little too aggressive for it to really work. At least that first round, we'll have to see how it fares in round 2. I do believe having less pillars to contend with will benefit it overall, but... Oh, he's gonna get caught by the bait. Fearing for the grab, he eats only 220 damage. It's a bit, but not as much as it could be. A nice rush from Jiko could easily turn things around, as well as just a few juggles. Yeah, this dragon has definitely been an interesting pick so far. We do not see the dragon much in competitive arms due to it being a little too slow, a little too defensive, and not capable of really, like, making its mark in things. That was such a swift slide. I mean, on top of that, the dragon just... The laser getting parried is such a frustrating thing. Like, it used to seem like such a hard thing to dodge, but I'm just watching this fight and like nothing is connecting. The dragon just does not hit. It's been acting more as a shield than anything else, which unfortunately, in an aggressive game like in a game like ARMS, you need more than just something to punch down other things, unless it's literally punching everything down. And as such, Ngai is going to be able to claim that point. Yeah, this will be a nice little... At least for arms, this is a good testing bed. I've got 2 different matches going on here. I'm expecting it will only take us about an hour to get through this. And unlike some tournament situations where you might get stuck for about 5, 10, 15 minutes waiting for players to get set up and stuff, since it's just a straight full train, we get our 5 matches, or our first of 5 matches, which can be up to 9. That one finishes. If we have another one planned, we bring the other one in. If not, we stop there. I like the idea, at least for arms, going with first to 5. First to 10 is really good, and it's a much greater way to overall get that data record. But from my experience, I find most people tend to get like bored or tired by time they get to the halfway mark. And then it just turns it into goobering, which is fine, but we might as well keep things condensed, let people have a little easier time collecting themselves, going all out without having to spend every single ounce of resource they have for like the entire weekend. Cracker on the Dragon Arm is a very interesting pick, considering Jiko has been utilizing the Tri-Blast up to this point, and an uncharged Tri-Blast will reliably beat the Cracker. Like, it is not even a contest. And it also loses to the Glusher, which I don't think Ngai was expecting the Glusher here. Yeah, first to 20 would just cause, like, that's just a test of stamina. I don't think it's a test people have the ability to survive, though. Really nice use of the Glusher on Vaya. I'm digging how this works. In this close-range environment, it's one of the few cases where you can kind of get a heavy arm like this to actually work. As there's less room for things to move around, which means that there's more contention, more chances for things to have to run into that big, hulking, bouncing arm. It is definitely still a good anti-air tool as well, which means that Jiko has the left and right, has a little bit of up and down, and also an unprecedented amount of shield pressure. Misses the Glusher there. That's some essential, well, maybe not essential, but that's some big poison damage and just rush damage overall that he is going to miss out on. I feel like that is going to be a huge tell for the tempo of this fight. Really nice combo confirmed into the rush. Gets 350 damage. But Jiko is going to get roasted to the face. And Ngai will be claiming a round for himself, keeping things 1 apiece. Ngai looking to claim that second set, the second game. Jiko looking to get a third. If he can get that, that's halfway through the FT5. Friend request received. Oh dear, this is happening again. Oh, I need to make sure certain people can. My friend code. I'll do that after this round. We get the freeze. He goes for a desperate grab, looking to catch Jiko off guard, but Jiko just standing off to the side. That is a huge whiff. He's just like, I'm just gonna punish this with the Tri-Blast. Bunch of spread out disjointed hits. That's a lot of arm damage. I would honestly be tempted to just press the rush button blindly and just go for a charged in shield break in a situation like that. I can see the fear in doing so. There's the risk that Ngai could counter rush and properly punish that. But there's also a chance that could happen. Where it's like you try to push the rush in response, but you're not going to be able to get it out in time because the other person's already pressed their button. Let me... Okay, that's getting set up. Let's see. We will look for their stage decision. I am going to upload my front code because that needs to be uploaded so that people can get it. And we're going to be heading back to the scrapyard. Yeah, see, because this would be over already if it was a best of 5. Which, you know what, fair? But there's just that little bit more room before it becomes tedium. I like that. I feel like it's way too early to make the call. But I feel like I will enjoy and appreciate having the arm stuff be first of 5. So heading into our next round, N-Guy has swapped once more and his main is stepping into the ring. His boy, the best man, the quote-unquote protagonist of this game of protagonists, because everybody's a protagonist, as Ubupia said. It's Springman! Coming in, we're starting with the Chilla and a Tri-Blast. We're just doing Explosion and Ice right now. This is the Frosty Blast game. Oh my goodness! If I really wanted to go all out, I could pick, like, once I start having, like, a good idea on what players are like, I could, like, I could have graphics be made showcasing, like, the 2 players and, like, giving them, like, fancy, like, titles. Ooh, nice overhead grab! Reaching right down into that lower level. Jiko had no choice but to eat 150 damage, which unfortunately for him, he did not have the space for. Both players are dodging straight back into round 2. And Guy quickly trying to build up his rush, looking for any opportunity to build up this, deepen his lead, hold this control as much as possible. And so far is doing quite the just of doing so. That's a shield break. This is a shield break. Jiko, come on. He's got a weakened arm. This is 101 melee. You see the triangle? They don't have rush. You're not even losing that much damage. You're missing out on maybe 1 or 2 hits. And you pop that rush, you may be losing 1 or 2 hits to chip damage, and then the shield breaks, and then you get all of the damage otherwise. And it is significantly harder for them to respond to. We get the freeze, and Guy tries to finish off with a grab. I saw another grab coming out there. He got punished. And Guy does still have the rush ready. Look, any hit on Jiko will be enough to claim the point. Jiko has to be especially careful here. But he's not careful enough. A 1 more grab will catch him. And that is going to be a 2nd point for N-Guy. You know, I'm actually going to be pretty hype if I expected a half out. If these, like, if like a semi-stretched out, like, this is a longer match, because that's what we're doing right now. We've already had our 5 games. There can be about 4, there can be at most 4 more games had, 4 more sets before we have the end result. it took about 20-25 minutes, so I guess it could stretch out to... I mean, it took us a minute to kind of get things going, like 5 extra minutes. So I'd say 20 minutes, so 45 would be like 15 minutes longer than I would expect. But that also means that like a run-of-the-mill average one of these can be expected to be a half hour, which means that's exactly what I'm wanting. We get in, we get the hype, we get that energy for these things going, and then as soon as we start, we're finished. Everybody gets to move on with their lives, and we get that little bit of an arms or Ninjala. Still, I kind of want to do like Tableturf still. Or there's other games that are on my purview, but again, I do need to keep my scope small because otherwise I will just burn myself out. Yeah, that was an unblockable situation. That is a clean 385. And guy does now have permacharge. His arms are safer. They are doing their full effect now. Arguably, as Jiko is doing right now, actually uncharged attacks are probably more effective because his uncharged Tri-Blast will be able to punch through the permacharged Tri-Blast every time. That said, he does get a really good poke with a charged Tri-Blast, and the cool range just sneaking around like that. End guy was not prepared. And he gets taken down. And finally, my eyes get to be treated to the best arm in the game. We have Slap-a-Mander. Nice block from End guy. Actually, I think he had a rush moment there if he wanted that. Could have caught Jiko off guard. Something I would like to see from these events as well is a little bit of revitalization. Depending on the scene, like arms especially here, a little revitalization in like competitive play and like utilization of some more aggressive and advanced techniques that we might not see too often because people are rusty and it's hard to get into it. Granted, when it's only like 2 to 4 people playing once a month on these things, there's a good chance you'll get your one game and then you'll just not appear for like a good year or so. Both players are set to death range. Both have the rushes. That is a clean punish. And guy's just gonna go for the hit. He wants to hold on to this rush. Will he be rewarded for this play? He gets frozen. He gets the kill! Jiko is now in a... How close of... Yeah, he is in a notable deficit right now. And guy would be making an ill choice to not capitalize on this rush. He tried to go in for a little bit of pressure play, but Jiko is not backing down. And he's quickly getting that rush ready. If N-Guy's not building up rush and trying to utilize this one he has, unfortunately just did not find that window and ended up giving Jiko's instead. He needed to play a little more aggressively, maybe go for a wiser opening or just a forced play that he did not see. Unfortunately could not, whatever it was that would have worked, he didn't see it and he wasn't able to land it. Go for it, go for it, go for it, go for a shield break, go for the shield break. Break, I guess that's close enough. Both are holding out about even. Both ready with rush. And guys, rush would kill. Jiko's going to miss once again. He does get 90. That's not nearly enough to kill though. And N-Guy is at a very hardy amount of health. Jiko, on his last legs, can only take a charged hit. Cannot take any damage from here. 20 seconds left on the clock. Evens it out with N-Guy. I'm suspecting and is looking for his, holding on to his rush button, looking for a moment to utilize it. He is in the health lead. He cannot take damage, just needs to press the rush. But he doesn't pop it in time or correctly. And the Tri-Blast stops him. died! He needed to pop it like sooner. He just, oh, that was rough. That was a hard, rough bite out of that bark tree. You could taste the fiber on that one. I don't know where I'm going with this. Jiko is now once again just holding on to, well, no, a 2-point lead. That's just notable. It's something. It's something worth writing home about. And it looks like we will be returning to Scrapyard. And Guy needs to win 3 sets in a row. Jiko just looking for that one final victory. To be clowned the champion in this Jiko vs SNG duel. Will he be clowned the champion? I have nothing to follow up with that. I'm just disappointed in myself. Nice utilization of deflect just to ensure his total safety in that situation. Feel like he could have been a little more aggressive and just gone for a grab on top of that deflect. It is punishable, but generally it's pretty safe. Regardless, Guy is holding on to a notable lead on this stage, as he has in the several other situations that we have gone here. Both players ready with rush, looking for their chance to go in. Slight pokes here and there from Jiko, not really being able to get any strong follow-ups. We get the freeze, we get the hot slaps. Jiko can only take... Oh, both of these arms don't do much charged bonus. We're both going in. And Guy ends up not able to line up the camera. We have to get a review of that footage. And Guy definitely making a strong call with his rush. He should have won there, but just his camera was not lined up, and any attempt to adjust it just wasn't enough. That he ends up getting beat out. Magic pixel for him, and Jiko takes the point. Betrayed by the camera. This man has been betrayed not once, but twice in this duel. That just hurts to see. That must hurt. Jiko swapping things up once more, looking to try to keep Guy guessing. We have the Megawatt as a mix-up. Tries to get some damage in with the rush, but the Mander manages to smack him out. Guy holding onto his rush, ready for any given moment's chance to swing it out for high damage. I'm expecting he's looking for a weakened shield at this point. That could have been a good chance, as that was a high ground juggle, or that was a high launch, which means that the opponent will stay suspended in the air for just that little bit longer time, and something like gloves can and will absolutely connect in that situation. Hard part is recognizing that you've got that moment. Good call to block. You know Guy was expecting something skeevy to happen, and he is going to hold his ground here. 20 seconds left on the clock. He wants to make sure Jiko gets as little rush as possible going into this next round so he can hold on to that advantage. Any opportunity to hold the lead is essential at this point, and he needs to capitalize on this rush this time. He needs to capitalize on it. No holding out, no letting Jiko charge up fully. You could be spending that whole time charging up another rush. He's let Jiko charge up. Granted, this is a situation. The way that opened up, I feel like he was trying to do something, and Jiko kind of just Wolverine clawed him down. Really did not work out well for him. And we're going for a shield breaker here. N-Guy thought he was safe, but just needed a little bit more shield chip damage before he stepped out. Ends up getting punished for 130 damage. That was another high knockback. And again, N-Guy just not capitalizing on these moments. I think these kind of situations are really just what's defining why Jiko is taking him down. Jiko's not necessarily getting them either, but he is just handling neutral better overall. Where N-Guy's getting a lot of really good setups that he could capitalize on, but he's not capitalizing on these opportunities. Ooh! One more hit is going to do it, and he manages to secure himself one more game. N-Guy starts balancing the score 3-4. Oh, I forgot to. This is an arm stream. I forgot. Let me. Boop. Drop it here. Bam. I forgot to post in the Arms Central Discord. How foolish of me. How silly. Buster run back. Buster was at the start, Jiko. It's not a run back. We've left the area. I mean, you'd have to run to get there. Probably need a flight. We're like so far away. Diving into our next round, it looks like Jiko is going to be going back to Tri-Blast Coolerang for this. The double Tri-Blast was worth a shot. The Mega Watt was also a solid contender. But alas, nothing beats the tried and true of the Rain and Tri. The Tri-Rain! Starting things off, Jiko is holding onto a fairly confident lead. Keeping this neutral, managing to keep ground, and guys having a lot less room to be able to maneuver around these Tri-Blasts, and we are seeing him get poked out once again. That was a smooth slide right there. You could see that glove just like miss. That kills. That kills. And that might be about as close to a perfect as we're gonna get here. But a huge, massive lead started off from Jiko, just saying, I'm closing this out now. We are done with this. And guy still has some words to say, gets the freeze, but Jiko managing to break free of the freeze without taking any additional major damage. And guy gets his rush first, likely looking to try to utilize it here. Gets a good 1-2 juggle, looking for a little bit more damage, keeps chipping Jiko down. Not yet capable of taking him out with a full rush. I would say he could, if he needed to, he could close Jiko out right here, right now. Just has to get that hard read. Jiko still has quite the hill to climb through, and guy has 75% of his health. Rush could potentially break through. But at this point, with N-Guy having such a lead, okay, he's gonna go for it. We get a nice 170 damage. But N-Guy still has that notable lead, gets another Slap-O-Mander in. A single hit is all he needs to be able to take Jiko out. Jiko kind of just fishing to build up rush. Or he can just get one more finishing hit. I'm pretty sure N-Guy's immediately afraid now. And has every reason to be as Jiko closes this out with a well-aimed cool rain. Claiming the 5th point and winning the first to 5. 5-2-3. Alright, let's look back at that replay. Yeah, that felt smooth. That was quick, but it was like a strong half hour of gameplay. Let's see what happened here. I just need to see this happen again. Yeah, his camera just like if he moved to the if he moved to the right, he may have been fine, but he was too busy punching that entire... Oh! It's because the Slap-A-Mando was out, so his camera wouldn't change its direction. And as he was dashing, it wouldn't change its direction, and he continued punching anyways. Where you can see, Jiko is slowly turning around because he's standing still. It's basically like the combined things that... Actually, here, let's look at it one more time. But essentially, the combined movements that N-Guy was performing... Yeah, because... Yeah, Jiko also had his cool rain down. So it was just the fact that, like, N-Guy was moving. Normally that causes the camera to fix on, but I guess it was just, like... It didn't work out in that way because of all the different variables.